Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be breaking down the Ride Octave boot. Now remember, the best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs, so you want to make sure that you get sized properly and you're getting the right flex and fit for you. Now, if you are thinking of buying online, which I strongly do not recommend, we do have affiliate links down in the description below, so that way you don't have to go hunting for it. But if you are going to your local shop, slap them a high five, say we sent you, because hopefully this video has broken down all the talking points you need to understand it. We want to help your local shop if we can. When it comes to the Octave, this is more like your old school boot material design. You don't have that TPU toe cap going on there. You got a multi-seam design, so it's a double stitch here, and the big one is right here where the side of your foot is going to be. If you look at this, you've got this overlap and all these seams coming together. This is going to be a flex point. This is going to break in the more you walk on it and stuff. But if you're cranking your toe strap down, it's going to put pressure right here. And some of you may feel this on your knuckle of your foot or your small pinky toe, right in that general area. Now, on the tongue, double stitch here, single stitch down the side with a double stitch overlap for the eyelets for the boa cables. When it comes to the articulation right here, this has a lot and it's going to break in more. Remember, a boot is never as stiff as it is the day you try it on. It's only going to progressively get softer as the day goes on and as the season and as you just ride it more. Now, on the back spine, you've actually got a leather back spine here. So what this is going to do is this will break down, and this isn't going to be as rigid as, say, a urethane and whatnot. So this is actually going to give you more give. You're going to end up with a little bit more lateral give. And it's got this deep cutout back here. And one thing you're going to notice is you have Velcro right there at the top. So for those of you with bigger calves, you can actually move this back to help adjust that. Inside the shell, you do have heat reflective tape, which is good for you people that get colder feet. This is going to help reflect that back in. It does work. It works well. It's a dual boa boot. The upper on the tongue controls the top portion of that lace. The one on the side controls the lower. You can kind of customize how tight, how loose you want. I know some people really crank their boas. You don't necessarily have to do that. It does have the nylon cable, so if you are one of those people that rests your edge on your boot, just be aware that you may hack that down over time. Inside the boot, you have a pull tab harness. It's sewn into the shell, and this is actually sewn up a little bit higher in the boot, so this will help just get that liner snug to the shell. And what's nice is you do have a free floating liner. The other cool thing is the way that this attaches at the bottom of the heel, it helps really lock it down. It's a little bit different than other ones out there, so you can kind of expect it to be pulling that heel down. So for those of you that have some heel hold issues, this might be something to look at. You got rubber and foam on the sole, the black right here. So this is going to help dampen as well as a grip. You're going to notice that it does have that slime foam in there. So this is just going to help dissipate any kinetic energy from micro vibrations when you're just cruising. Or if you come down hard, it's going to help dampen. That way you're not getting a heel bruise from it. It should allow you to have more of a smoother ride, and you'll still get some feel underneath. I mean, if you look at this tread, there's a little bit of give in the middle there. All right, we're about halfway through this video. Have you given it a thumbs up or a thumbs down yet? Go do it. Right there. You know you want to. And if you do like what we're doing over here, why don't you subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the programming we've got coming out for you. This is Ride's support liner. It is a fully intuition foam liner, which means you can heat mold it. I would recommend it for some people that you get the heat mold. If you're one of those people that rides more than 30, 40 days a year, don't. It'll pack out on its own, because if you do heat mold it, that does expedite the break-in process. It also causes it to break down a little bit faster, in my opinion. What you're going to notice is you have a big seam right here on the side. Some of you may feel this, some of you may not. But by and large, this does allow for the side of the foot to have a little bit more give right there, so you don't have to worry about it. You also have this external J-bar that comes up. This adds rigidity to the liner laterally. This is going to help with some ankle support. Around the top, you do have that fantasy fur. And on the front, you've got this little locking eyelet right here. This will help when you pull the drawstring to enclose this and keep it tight around the top. You also have Velcro on the tongue. So this is tighter in the liner. This is more of a V shape, but with the way the harness is in the shell, it doesn't really crank down as tight as other ones out there. So it's definitely a tight V with a wider forefoot in there. So it's probably like average to maybe slightly above it. This is the Impacto Primo footbed. There is no support to this thing. It's got a deep heel pocket. You ride more than 5 days a year, you're going to want to replace this. Just trust me on that. Now for all you nerds, let's do some measurements for you. Not the most scientific ones, but it'll give you an idea of what's going on with this boot. The sole length on the size 10 is right at 12 inches. And at the forefoot, this is 4.5 inches. With the liner in, at the back, we are at 10 3/4 inches, and on the front, just a little bit underneath that. Measuring this size 10 shell at the rear, we've got 10 inches of height in the back, and on the tongue, it's just past 10.5. We're gonna measure this size 10 liner at the widest section of the forefoot, starting at the 1 inch mark. It comes to just past 5 inches, which means it's like just under 4.25. And that'll be a little bit wider. Like what we're doing over here? Want to support us further? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. So who do I think the Octave is for? This is kind of your more price-conscious rider. They want some of the features, like the Intuition liner, the fact that it's got the Velcro on the back, so if you got a bigger calf, you can adjust that. You want BOA on it. It's not going to be the stiffest boot. It's kind of someone that's just cruising the blues. They're a casual. Maybe they go 5, 15 days a year. Someone that's got a little bit of a narrower heel, but they don't want their heel locked in when they tighten up that internal harness. They want to have just a little bit more movement in there. Do I think it's a good boot? I think it's an okay boot for whom it's for. I think there's other ones in this category that may be better and some that may be worse. Because remember, the best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. So make sure you get sized properly, you try it on, you make sure it works for you. All right, hopefully you learned what's going on with the Ride Octave and who this boot is kind of for. I think we broke that down well enough for you. Now, if you're not feeling this boot, why don't you go watch one of our other boot breakdowns?